I thrive being in a team.
I always say there's Ellie Kildunne, the rugby player, but then there's Ellie that so few know.
I think as female athletes, you're expected to look a certain way.
I still have to pinch myself at times.
Like, you inspire us and we inspire you.
God, I sound like such a fangirl.
The amount of times people have made me do that.
But it's a privilege to sit over a glass of beer and chat to you.
Yeah, hopefully this is just the start for both of us. Hi, I'm Alessia Russo.
And I'm Ellie Kildunne, and this is Unique Perspectives.
So firstly, congratulations on your incredible achievements this summer. What did it all mean to you?
On a personal level, for me, it was almost like finding happiness in the game in different ways that I've felt before, because I've always said, you know, I wouldn't play rugby if it didn't make me happy. And I kind of stepped into this one as much as there was so much pressure on us as a team, but also so much pressure on me as well, and just how I was going to play, that, you know, you kind of assume that that comes with negatives. But I actually played like I was playing when I was 12 in a back garden and doing things that I thought, I don't know why I just did that, but it pulled off.
It worked.
But that brought me so much happiness in like my personal game and confidence in my personal game. But also, we said at the start of the tournament, you know, we want to inspire, and if we were to be successful, and the opportunity that we've got is that we can change the game for the rest of our lives. And we definitely did both those things. Yeah, the tournament was ace. You know, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was incredible to follow along as well and like see you guys just, I think, like you said, you really changed the game. And I think what we went through with football, like we can relate to you guys so much because you're doing that for rugby. Like you inspire us and we inspire you, which is so nice because all we're doing is winning, but it's making, the next generation feel like it's for them, you know?
Yeah, and it meant so much for you guys to be there. Like we knew that you were watching and we knew that you were supporting us. But what you guys did first time round, and when you won first, I remember thinking and being so eager for that moment in rugby. You guys were huge inspiration, and it was so cool to see the impact that it had. And yeah, it was just meant so much to us to have that connection with you, and you know, really feel like the love for women in sport and the fact that we've all got each other's back. And you know, they do have crossovers. We might not be able to kick a ball as well as you guys do, but I'm sure you guys couldn't tackle as well as we do. So,
or run as fast as you can.
It was huge summers for both of us. And you've obviously had a lot of success this year, but what is one moment that's really stuck out for you?
I mean, firstly, winning. I think in sport, we celebrate the highs very well. So winning a few trophies this summer was massive, and yeah, the best parties ever, the best team celebrations ever. Being in a team and in like a tournament, it's so intense and you're with each other all the time, and obviously you're so focused on winning, and winning is the most important thing. But whenever I look back at tournaments, I always think about the things that we did off the pitch. We were obviously in Switzerland for the summer, and we played mostly in Zurich, so we were based there, and we'd go into the city, we'd go swimming in the lakes. Like, it was just so nice to explore another country and like do things with like all your best mates. And yeah, not a holiday because obviously you're there to compete, but then when you get your downtime, just go out and actually enjoy each other's company. And then I think that helps us on the pitch as well.
You know, when you've got like a home tournament, there's obviously a huge positive to that because you get the home crowds and stuff, but there's something about having tournaments away. Because I remember when they said, oh yeah, the next tournament is going to be at home this time. I was like, oh, I kind of like New Zealand actually.
Yeah.
There's not much to do in London. You can't go swimming in Bracknell Lakes or anything like that.
You could, but you might not enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, do you think women's football has reached a new level this year?
Yeah, I do. I think it's reaching new levels every year. Like you said, after the first win, I think the game has just grown massively, not only just like with inspiring the next generation, because that's always the goal, but with like us as players and stadiums being filled and the standards of care and just everything that comes with it. Yeah, I think it's only going forward, and it's just amazing to be a part of it. And yeah, I love playing football and would do it in front of 2 people. But when we get to go out at the Emirates and play in front of 60,000 all the time, it's just, yeah, it's amazing. So I think we're definitely on the right path, and it's helped with winning trophies. But now I think the game's changed forever, and yeah, long may it continue. Have you noticed a shift in how women's rugby is perceived now compared to a few years ago?
100%. A few years ago, we'd be asking people to watch and trying to almost convince them to watch the game. And yeah, just I'd go to places, meet new people, and be like, you have to watch the game. Like, it'll change your mind when you watch it. Whereas now people are asking us how they can watch it because they've either heard of it or they've seen a glimpse, or it's something on social media. So there's a huge shift in that, but also I think we're just now respected as athletes. It's not necessarily female athletes, it's just you're respected as an athlete. And that comes down to, like you mentioned, the crowd numbers, number one, the impact that you can see on the kids, the fact that we're now in that position to be that role model. It doesn't matter about gender. That is a huge shift. Yeah, we're just taken seriously now. And like I said, it does come with winning and playing well. Yeah. And that definitely helps, but I think that's also just the start. And yeah, I'm so excited to see where we can now take the game. But what do you think is the next big change that's going to happen in women's football?
I think it's important that we make sure that the standards that are there for the teams at the top are there for everyone. I think that we have such an amazing league and so many players come into it and so many amazing national teams and stuff. But speaking to players and understanding more about their teams is maybe some of them aren't as lucky as us. Obviously, there's loads that could be exciting with more crowds and more brands and stuff. But I think the first thing that is important is to make sure that everyone has what they need to perform. And I think it's definitely going in the right direction. And yeah, I'm super fortunate at the club and national team I'm at. But yeah, I'd love to see that grow across the whole of the game. How does it feel to know that women's rugby is now firmly like a part of the conversation?
It's been a long time coming, and even though I knew it was going to come at some point, I still have to pinch myself at times to try, like, really look at where my feet are and be really grateful for it. And I'll always be grateful for it, but I also don't want to feel like it's something that people have owed us. And it's almost like we've done the hard work.
Sure.
And now this is what should always been happening. And that's, again, it's not just for women's rugby. I think women in general, whether that's business or sport or, music and arts. And I think it just needs to be that equal playing field, like you were saying.
Yeah, you're definitely part of a conversation within our team. And
really?
Yeah, we were all like obviously supporting you a lot, and our manager loves you, because I think some of you were supposed to come to our game at Wembley.
Yeah, we were. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a bit of a pinch me moment, because we're literally like watching you on TV. God, I sound like such a fangirl. We're literally watching you on TV, and I'm like, wow. I feel very, very privileged to work with the brands too. I've met I've met a few of you guys. Female players in a historically male-dominated space. And I remember the first time I used to play football when I was growing up. Nowhere near as good as you guys.
What position did you play?
Either strike or right wing.
Nice.
And what you guys do, you have in your own way gone through very similar things to what we've gone through. So the fact that that's crossed over previously, meeting you to today, it feels like I've known you for ages anyway.
Yeah.
It's probably because I've watched you on television and obviously you're a major star, but also because we've got similarities in our backgrounds and how we've got to where we are. So
yeah,
it blows my mind that you guys are talking about us, but then I just said, I shouldn't be surprised by it. But that is very, very cool.
We're all big fans of you guys.
I want to do like a session with you guys. I've been saying it for ages.
You teach us rugby and we teach you football.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of crossover, so it would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. I would like to see some of us get hit. We probably wouldn't like that part of it. Some would love it. Some would definitely not thrive in that situation.
So obviously, with all the the major tournaments that you've been to, and you've got so much experience in what you do, and that is why you're at the top of your game. What's one ritual or habit that keeps you grounded in that which is like uniquely yours?
I'm like very present in the moment. Like I feel like as I've got older, that's something that I've tried to do more and more, especially at a tournament or at a big moment in my career, because it can pass you by so quickly. Yeah, I really want to enjoy those moments because you work so hard for them and they're very rare. And I remember before one final, going into the game, it was a really big game and important, but I remember just walking out pre-game and just taking in like the most simple things about the stadium and noticing like where my family would be sat and different things, because to me, they're a massive part of my journey and they keep me calm. So knowing where they're going to be in the stadium is something that keeps me stress-free. But yeah, I think staying present, enjoying the highs and the lows that come with it all and making sure that you're there for each moment throughout your career.
I do the finding where my parents are as well.
Yeah.
I make them text me a picture of what they can see, because
Yeah.
when they say, oh, I'm in 27J, I'm on the pitch thinking, I don't know what 27J is. When I get stressed, I just look like where they are.
Yeah.
And it grounds me back to, actually, you know, we're cool. Like, I know there's so much going on. There's however many thousand people in the stadium, but that's the only thing that matters right now.
What is your own definition of success, and has it changed? And is there anything that might surprise people?
Oh,
it's a big question.
Yeah, wow. My definition of success used to be winning. As I've got older, it's less about, it's actually not about that, it's about happiness and feeling that, one, I've done everything I can do to be in that position. So by the time it comes to a final, I'm not thinking about winning or losing, I'm thinking about enjoying it for exactly what it is, for staying grounded in the moment. Yes, it's obviously lovely to win and that makes you happy as well. So to really soak in that moment and for exactly what it is and seek happiness in every corner that you can. And that's your job to try and be successful. But yeah, the idea of success now is, if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to be successful at it, the least you can do is do it with a smile on your face.
I always think I play better when I'm happy as well. So it ends up working in both ways.
What is it that makes you happy about it?
I thrive being in a team. Like, I know lots of people do individual sports and I take my hat off to them, but yeah, I thrive when I'm with people. I've always been like a people person and I get energy off of my teammates and I hope that I bring that too. So yeah, I love seeing different journeys that players go on throughout a tournament or throughout a season, and I love like each other celebrating our wins and then obviously celebrating a win together. So yeah, I really get the best out of myself by being in and around a team with teammates every day that are now like all pretty much really good friends, if not my best friends. What is a unique source of motivation for you? Maybe something that fans wouldn't guess.
I always say there's Ellie Kildunne, the rugby player, but then there's Ellie that so few know, but I'm so glad that they do, because that's the person that started, not the rugby player.
Yeah, the Yorkshire girl.
Yeah, the Yorkshire girl, yeah, exactly that. I never want to be satisfied with how good I get. And the only reason I say that is last year I got World Player of the Year, which is like the Ballon d'Or for you guys. I wasn't satisfied with that because I didn't feel like I was at my best yet. So I must use it as a fuel to make me want to get better, because I thought, well, okay, if I've got to here now, but I don't feel like I'm at my best yet, where can I take this game? How can I reach heights that players haven't reached before, both in the men's and women's? And that's what I try to challenge myself with all the time, that I am satisfied with games when I've played well and we've played very well as a team and we're very connected, we've really enjoyed it. But I'll always be, you know, like everyone is, your worst critic, because I want to take myself to a place that I'm like, well, I never dreamed that. I never imagined that I could get myself to this place. And that's only because I've been working on all the things like day to day. Talking of pressure, what's your go-to mechanism when you're like completely on your own?
Being a striker, there's a lot of pressure on scoring and kind of being that pivotal player for the team, in the sense that you are expected to score, maybe not every week, but a lot of goals a year. And if it was that easy, then everyone would do it, and it isn't. And like you said, I'm my own biggest critic. So whenever I don't score in a game, I know that I want to do and need to do more to score. But I think when you are up high on the pitch, it can be lonely at times. When the pressure is high, I lean on my teammates. I know the question is about being on your own, but I can't envisage that because I have so many people around me, and even on the pitch, like when I do feel lonely or isolated, I go and drift towards a teammate and find a teammate, and that's what I do off the pitch too. Leaning on the support of others around you, but also trusting in yourself. I think as I've got older, I've learnt to believe in myself a little bit more and make sure that I thrive under pressure rather than see it as a bad thing. And
I relate to that side so much more, even though it's completely different sports. Obviously, I'm in the backfield. I'm on my own, just stood hoping that no one breaks the line so I don't have to make a tackle. But I'm also, I'm a back three player, so I'm expected to score, and that was the pressure that I kind of like touched on earlier, that it's not just about scoring. There's so many different elements to the game. But when that pressure is on, you stood away from everybody.
Yeah.
And it can be very isolating, and you have got to find ways to deal with like that anxiety or that pressure or that expectation that keeps you focused on the game. Okay, so what do you admire about rugby and what makes it stand out for you?
One thing I really admire is how you can have so many different style of players on a team. I think it's so cool that, you have a completely different aspect of each position. Like in football, we can often rotate and play in different positions, but you guys specialise in one art of the game. And I think that's something that's really cool because you have your own dynamic and your own way of playing rugby, and the way you play is completely different to the way your teammate plays. And although you're part of the same team, you're almost like jigsaw pieces that need to fit together.
I think also in that it's not just skill, but rugby is for like all shapes and sizes, and there's no mould to fit the game of rugby.
I think as female athletes, you're expected to look a certain way and be able to only perform if you look that way, and it's definitely been a thing in football, and something that I've struggled with throughout my career is that, how you look is so perceived by the outside world, and I think rugby just redefines that, and you can be however you want to be, and you can turn yourself into a super strength, and I think that is just so cool.
I don't just think it's just rugby that has changed that. I remember hearing you talk about it, and I think it's such a shame that it's normal for girls and boys, but we would only know the female side, that you go through that within the sport, and body image is such a huge thing, such a huge topic, that talking out about it makes it more common. Like makes it that actually you can be Alessia Russo and you can look however you want, but you're going to be Alessia Russo in your own way. I remember you talking about it, and it was so inspirational for me to even hear, someone like yourself actually opening up and being vulnerable in that space, and it almost encouraged me to do the same as well. I love that, and I think it's been a long time coming to connect us up, and after this conversation there's way more similarities, and I feel like we could talk and talk and talk. But it's a privilege to sit over a glass of beer and chat to you. Yeah,
you too. I've loved chatting all things sport and understanding your game on a little bit of a deeper level as well. And like you said, there's so many similarities, and hopefully this is just the start for both of us.
Oh, get that training session.
I want to see you tackle. But thanks.
Let's go. Lovely seeing you.
You too.